We're very excited for you to be here on this Saturday morning. We can bring you these resources and then you can enjoy the rest of your weekend. So welcome again to our Housing Resources Workshop with Take Root Milwaukee and the Near West Side Partners neighborhoods. So my name is Joanna Jimenez and I will kind of be the MC. But today I'm going to just briefly talk about the agenda before we get started. So I am the program manager for Take Root Milwaukee at the Urban Economic Development Association. And today we will hear from Mr. Keith Stanley. He's the executive director, and executive director for the Near West Side Partners, and the associate director, Lindsay St. Arnold Bell. It's a mouthful. I love her name. We're going to present to you a home buying process webinar where you will hear from a realtor, a housing counseling agency, the City of Milwaukee. We'll talk about their resources for new and current homeowners. And then we will have a lending professional talk to you about the process of buying a home from the mortgage side of things. And then we will also have some guests talk about the Live, Work, Play program in the Near West Side Partners neighborhoods. We will also hear from a representative of Bethesda. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Corner Store Village Highland with some awesome housing resources for people in the neighborhoods. And we'll do a Q&A. So we encourage everyone to use the Q&A or the chat function of the Zoom webinar, so that you can put your questions in there and we will have a session at the end. We will take a look at those questions and the panelists will answer them, okay? So let me tell you a little bit about what Take Root Milwaukee is. It is a consortium of different professionals, including realtors, housing counseling agencies, lenders, neighborhood groups, nonprofit organizations, and the City of Milwaukee. We all work together to help people in Milwaukee obtain and maintain homeownership. You see our contact information on this slide. We have a website and we have a hotline that you can call if you need help with anything housing related. Our focus is on buy, keep, fix. So we will help you, get you resources to help you buy a home, and we'll help you fix a home and keep your home, because we all just want to work together to make sure that home ownership is sustainable. So with that, I will also say that this presentation will be available via email. We will send a follow-up email. We will also post it on our YouTube channel and other social media websites. So you will have access to all these informations. The links on the presentation are live, so you'll be able to click on them and it'll take you to the respective websites of the resources you're looking for. So again, welcome. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Keith Stanley from the Near West Side Partners. Good morning, Keith.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this beautiful Saturday. This weather is amazing. It's like we've been blessed to have some great weather this week and moving forward. I was a little nervous. Actually, it was too hot yesterday for me a little bit, but I'm excited about this opportunity. Always excited to talk about Near West Side and this, as I'd call, historic slice of the city of Milwaukee. Just so important. And what we've seen over the past few years is really some dynamic change. People are really interested in purchasing properties, interested in investing in the Near West Side. A lot of that, I think, has to do how great the Near West Side is with its assets, but also what we hear in the news. Our anchor institutions, Harley-Davidson, Molson Coors, Marquette University, Forest County Potawatomi, and Advocate Rural Health are all investing in this area, along with our City of Milwaukee, a lot of infrastructure projects, several billion-dollar projects occurring. And so people see that value and what it means to be a part of the city. Just a real quick overview. The Near West Side is really dynamic. It's really diverse. It's similar to what the City of Milwaukee's statistics look like as far as demographics. And just a couple of things to highlight here. A number of different schools. We have over 13 schools plus a university, Marquette University. We have 7 historic different neighborhoods, all with their own character, unique style, where there's in Pigsville with those beautiful quaint homes, or all the way in Avenues West with many apartment units and many students, but a number of different housing units. And of course, our places of worship, our 350 businesses, 33 languages spoken in the Near West Side, And we are home, and we talk about diversity, 650 homeless beds and really good operated organizations that operate those homeless beds. And we support our brothers and sisters. And so just a list of different things. I highlight also the 94 nonprofits, but the neighborhood side is very dynamic and very diverse. And I also would add to it, it's not just dynamic and diverse of people, but also with architecture. So you'll see the III Shrine Center. You'll see many of the historic mansions along Grand Avenue and inside Concordia or Cold Spring Park. Beautiful, as they call them, painted ladies, which is technically you have to have 3 different colors of paint to be a painted lady. And these over 100-year homes are just beautiful and add so much character to our community. So just want to highlight those couple of things about the Neighborhood Side so you know what it's all about. It's also bounded by, for those you may not be familiar, it's bounded by freeways. So east on Neighborhood Side is I-43, south is I-94, west is 175, and then north we use 2 city streets, Valise Street and Highland. And these represent really it's like a ribbon of freeway, but really represent the 7 historic communities. And we're situated in an area that is really, I think, is really hot and ready to go for economic development. What I mean by that is that as you look at downtown is pretty much fully built out. Many of my real estate brothers and sisters and development brothers and sisters who do this type of work, they'll tell you, you can travel all throughout around downtown and near downtown. There's not much space for development. And so that's good. We are seeing, the 3rd Ward, the 5th Ward or Walker's Point, whether it's East North Avenue, pretty much all developed out. However, we have an opportunity here with the Neighborhood Side, with the Avenues West neighborhood and the adjacent neighborhoods to the west. We really continue to keep that development. So we're blocks away from the 5-Star Forum, blocks away from City Hall, blocks away from all these major institutions, but also we're blocks away from American Family Field, blocks away from all the things that are happening in Tulsa. And we're hitting, if you see the heart there on the presentation, you'll see that is really the middle of the Neighborhood Side, where we're hoping that the BRT bus rapid transit system set up by the Milwaukee County Transit System will be located. We already have the east-west corridor, and now we're looking at the north and south. So you have this dynamic neighborhood with transportation available, housing units available, great architecture. And to us, we believe, Joanna, this is the next hot spot in the city of Milwaukee. And so we're excited to be able to present this today to the community and let them know that this is the opportunity. When you're thinking about housing and moving, where do you want to go in the city of Milwaukee that would add the value, not just value in the home, but also add value to your lives, be able to walk, live, play, stop by a restaurant, stop by, go see it, go to the theater, and we represent all of that. And of course, just the jobs. Close to 30,000 jobs are in the Neighborhood Side. And so there's opportunity for many of those of you who may be in healthcare or in education to really be in a part of a neighborhood where it's conducive for your work environment. So you don't have to do a 20, 30, 40-minute commute. You can be home quite quickly because your time is so valuable. So with that said, I don't think there was anything else, Joanna, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thanks so much, Keith. A wealth of information, resources. This is definitely an area of the city of Milwaukee that anybody would be proud to live in. And we'll hear more about some of those resources to help you become either a renter or a homeowner in the near West Side partners neighborhoods and become part of this dynamic just movement, I want to say, of creating, this beautiful piece of city of Milwaukee. So with that, I will introduce our next speaker. We're going to get into the home buying webinars, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Arthur Mays. We're going to be playing a video for you shortly, but I just want to give him the opportunity to introduce himself and his brokerage. Welcome, Arthur.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Just so you know, the video they'll be showing, hey, that's just real. That's just me. I've been doing real estate now for over 23 years. Our passion when we started up our company was to put people in homes. We believe that how do you change a community, put the people in the homes, make the houses affordable, and make it so that anyone who purchases have opportunities and resources to find things that are maybe available in their community and also be a part of the community. As I said, Realty Among Friends is my own company. I've been doing that, running that company now for 17 years. So we actually only bring in the people who I feel that are there for you. They're actually looking to help you get into homes. So please do not, I always say, wear my team out. Contact them, call them, find out, ask questions. If you want to know about home ownership, please reach out to one of them. They'll be happy to answer your questions. You also can talk to me as well, but just want you to know there's a lot of opportunities out here, and we appreciate our partners that we work with who are actually taking the opportunity to tell you more about the areas that they specialize in. So when you get to this opportunity that you have before you today, just to remember, there's a lot of great areas in Wisconsin. I'm going to go ahead and let them take it to the video. And again, let's see how it goes. She will play it. Are you tired of renting? Have you been working so long and thinking, how can I own a house? Well, we're glad to have you here. When it comes to being a homeowner, it is one of the best feelings that you can have, knowing that the property that you have is your own. My name is Arthur Mays. I am with Realty Among Friends, the company not too big to care. One of the things that we want you to know is when you get ready to get started looking for your first home, there's things that you should do right away. The first thing is let's straighten up your credit and get you out there and get you ready, but you want to touch bases with one of the various home buying groups that can help you to do counseling so that you could be able to purchase a beautiful home just like this. One of the things that we like to tell you as real estate agents is once you get pre-approved, we always tell you, please do not go looking until you pre-approve. That way you know exactly what you want to purchase. Okay? Also, it'll give you the opportunity to buy and search for that dream home that you're really looking for. If you talk with your agent, take time, sit down with them. If you sit down with them a little bit and explain what you're looking for, they will help you to find that dream home that you're looking for. I always say word of mouth is really good. If you find a friend or someone who has worked with an agent before and they really like them, interview them, take some time out. I always say this is one of the biggest purchases you're going to make. So one of the things that you want to do is take the right time. Sit down and find out what that agent will, how they're going to work, what they're going to do for you, what times. Make sure that your schedule meet. That way that when you're ready to go look, they're ready to go show. So make sure if you want to sit down and you're getting in touch with that agent, they should be able to answer questions for you. I always say one of the best things is to pick an agent that is going to be your guide. Our job is simply to actually help you locate the property, and then we deal with the hardest part of the whole thing, and that is the offer to purchase. What we want to do is we want to put that purchase contract out in front of the seller and let them know that you're willing to buy their home. And then what we do is we negotiate anything that happens in between all the way up until closing. We also help you with the lender and make sure you turn in the paperwork that the lender needs. And we also make sure that the whole transaction goes as smoothly as possible. What do I need to do to get pre-qualified? One of the things that you should be doing is getting all of the information, such as your check stubs, your bank statements, and anything that you know that the lender is going to need. They're also going to need to know if you have your down payment already together. So those bank statements will actually help you to move along a lot faster. One of the things that you can do is when you're getting ready to purchase a home, kind of think about what price range fits your budget. If you already know you're paying, let's say, $700 a month, you may say, can I afford $9? One of the things that you can do ahead of time is to, for the next couple of months before you even go to do your loan, try to make a payment of $200 extra at that case and put it into a savings account. That way you'll know that you can already afford that higher payment. If not, you want to have a great idea of when you talk to that lender exactly the kind of payments you're looking for. And then also, once you go talk to the lender, they will tell you that you're pre-approved. They will also tell you how much you should be looking for, and they'll analyze what the taxes may be. Okay, so one of the things that you want to do is when you get ready, I always say get one folder and start putting all your information for your home buying in that folder. And that folder should take you all the way to closing. Okay. A lot of times, if you're looking for programs that are available, you can reach out to the real estate agents. A lot of them know of the different programs. If you call us at Realty Among Friends, we'll kind of ask a few questions, and then we'll try to direct you in the right way of programs that fit you. There are some programs for people who are buying their first time home. There's sometimes if you have like a really bad roof and you're low income, there may be a program available for that. There also may be a program available if you're doing, let's say, a city property, and we'll be talking about that a little later. The next thing after you get the accepted offer and you turn in your earnest money is the money that you put in to show that you are serious about purchasing the home. It is also part of your down payment. Now, let's talk about the one thing. A lot of people ask the question, Arthur, let me ask you this question. What do I do? How do I find out what's wrong with the home? That's a great question. As part of the offer to purchase, there's a section in there that talks about having a home inspection. One of the things we like to say at our office is, for your protection, get a home inspection. If you really want to get a house, you want that home inspected. If nothing else, it becomes a great honey-do list. It actually gives you a list of things that is wrong with the property that you yourself can either work on or fix or get things done at a timely pace for you. Now, that it also lets us know if there's any repairs that is going to be needed in order for your lender to allow you to purchase the home. I always tell you, if you're going to buy a house, you should not pass the home inspection. That inspection is for your protection. When the inspectors are looking at different things on the home, they will check things such as the roof, they will check the furnace, they will check the foundation, the water heater, the electrical system, the plumbing system. So they're looking for a lot of different things. They're also looking to make sure that there's no safety hazards in the property, such as carbon monoxide leaks, gas leaks, or things of that nature. So one of the things with the home inspection, they're going to give you a detailed report of what they see that day. So that means that, can we tell them, hey, you should know something that's going to happen in the future? No, they cannot do that, or they would not be home inspectors. They'll be well off lottery winners. So just so you know, the home inspector is there for your protection. They're going to tell you a series of things that they find. There's something called a reverse polarity. That's when the electrical outlet is turned with the prongs turned separately. Sometimes there's not grounded outlets. So that means they don't have a ground, they don't have the 3 prongs. There's also sometimes where there's double tapping inside of the electrical box. You don't have to worry about remembering all this stuff. That's why you hire a licensed home inspector. They are licensed by the state and they have to take continuing ed the same way realtors do. When it comes down to the home inspection, that is not a full time for you to try to renegotiate everything. I did that. Did not work out well for me. I realized I knocked off all of this money off of my first home, and when I got in, I was broke. I couldn't do any of the repairs. On my second home, I learned my lesson. So in that house, I kind of did it a little differently. I put a good offer in at the start, and then I was able to negotiate with the sellers to do some needed repairs in order that I can move in the house and not worry right away. And when they're doing the repairs, I'm looking for the major things. What are some of the big ticket items that I can afford after I move into the property? One of the things is, like, sometimes the common missed things is smoke detectors. Well, I can afford to put a smoke detector in. So I may want the seller to focus on checking and cleaning that furnace for me. That's going to be a little bit more of the high end. So when you're doing a home inspection and you're negotiating, look for the high ticket items that is going to cost you more money versus the things that won't. After the home inspection, some of you are scared of, what if I pay too much? Well, the question there is the next person in line after the home inspection is the appraiser. That person is going to come out, look at the property. They're going to physically walk the grounds, measure the property, and they're going to determine what the value of the property is. The lender will not let you purchase a property that doesn't have the value. Okay? So don't worry. I know all of this sounds like it will be things that's going to scare you a little bit, but that's okay. Sometimes being a little afraid will get us into a home. Okay? And just remember, if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to call Realty Among Friends and either talk to myself or one of my agents. We'll love to help you find your new home. This here is one of the City of Milwaukee homes. This is a foreclosure property that gives you the opportunity to bring your dreams and your ideas to a property such as this and bring it back to the community that it so well deserves. If you bring this property back to the condition, the City of Milwaukee will help you up to $20,000 towards rehabbing a property such as this. You can bring this property back. All bids for this property is due on September 22nd. So if you are looking for a house that you can bring your own ideas in and you're thinking of what you can do with it, ladies, same way you move that furniture around the room and you come up with an idea to make it look beautiful, you could do that in this home. If you can see the vision of new windows, new doors, and create a new home for you with an opportunity to have the city to help with some of the repairs if you qualify. Again, if you're looking for more information about this, there will be another presentation later that will talk more about the city homes. I had a couple questions that came out. What was double tapping? Double tapping is when you actually have 2 wires in the electrical box going into one circuit breaker or one fuse. It could be a potential fire hazard. Also, there was another question that said, how do you pick a really good home inspector? Well, basically, you can call around. Don't just focus on price. One of the things that you want to do, this is a big investment. So you want to talk to the home inspector, you can ask them questions. What do you look for? And let them tell you a little bit about what they're going to do for you. You also may want to say, how long is it going to take you to get my report back? Because some do it on the right there on the site. Some will actually email them to you after within a day or so, but you want to know. You can also talk to your realtor. A lot of them have a list of realtors that they've worked with in the past. You could also, when you're dealing with the housing, different communities, they could actually help you find a good home inspector as well. One of the things that we say, when you invest in a house, you're also investing in the neighborhood. So you want to make sure that you are a part of the neighborhood. I always tell everybody, don't be the problem in the neighborhood, be a part of the neighborhood. If you are going to come in, don't just sit there and complain. Get in, help out. Don't wait to find out if there's something you can do. Ask who's doing what in the neighborhood. I love it when I ride past every now and then. I get a chance to see people, they get together and they go out and they clean up around their neighborhood. Or you got that, I always said when I was a kid, there was always a couple of old ladies get up every morning, they sweep the front yard. That was beautiful. That made our neighborhoods better and safer. My grandmother was one of those ones who gave everybody in the neighborhood a popsicle. All you got to do is walk fast. And if she did give you one, she better not find your stick on the lawn or anywhere else in the neighborhood. So with that said, if you're wondering if you can get a house, I'm gonna tell you today, yes, you can. If you have questions, concerns, or just want to know, hey, Arthur, I want to know what I need to do, don't hesitate. Give us a call. We'll be there to help you out, okay?
Arthur and Joanna, can I just add something, Arthur, to your point as a community guy that works in the community?
Please do.
Arthur, you make such an excellent point, and I just want to share with the team and those of you who are working with people to get folks into homes that, and I've been doing this close to over 15 years, closer to 20, and that is the value add when you really have a good neighborhood. I think the COVID and the pandemic impact was letting people know that all you got is the people around you. And when you have a good community that you move into, you want to befriend people, you want to connect with people, be a part of what's happening. A lot of times people move into a neighborhood and they say, well, this is happening. Well, then you are the they that needs to get involved to make the change. And whether it's sweeping the porch, talking to the young people, having some type of connection, because that is so valuable. If something happens, people looking out for you. You want to make sure you make those friends when you're moving into a new community. So Arthur, I agree with 100% of what you're saying, because those make stronger communities.
It's kind of funny. I just moved myself, and the community was what I bought first. So it was so funny. And when I talked to a lot of the people in the area and I found out how great they thought the area was, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to be a part of this. And then I made sure that I'm not just a neighbor. I'm actually a part of the neighborhood. I'm laughing because they're coming over. I had so much work done when the house was first put in an offer that everyone started coming over asking questions. Who you got doing this? Who you got doing this? And it's great when we help each other out, because what happens to the neighborhood? It gets better and beautiful.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Keith, for those remarks. You're absolutely right. And I agree with Arthur as well. For me, my personal experience is that I moved into a neighborhood that had potential. And I became one of those persons that was involved in the neighborhood. And to this day, the Washington Park neighborhood is still thriving. That is where I bought my first home. And so super important. This is why we put these webinars together. We partner with our community members of Take Root Milwaukee to highlight neighborhoods, highlight that people do invest in more than just a property, a parcel, a house. They invest in communities as well. And we all have our part to do to make sure that homeownership is sustainable through the work that we do in our communities. Thank you so much again, Arthur. Please continue to put your questions in the chat box or the Q&A if you're able to do that. I just want to point out that, Take Root Milwaukee, like I said in the beginning, it's made up of various professionals, and Arthur is just one of them, a very active and important leader in our communities. Feel free, again, like he said, to reach out. You'll have all his contact information on here. You can always visit our website to get more information. So right now I will introduce Sam Overton. He is a homeownership specialist at Housing Resources Incorporated. Welcome, Sam.
Good morning, everyone. And as Keith said, yes, this is a great weekend, if you like 80-degree weather, because after this weekend, I don't know. So we better enjoy it, right? Nevertheless, the one other thing is, I think the biggest dynamic that changes any neighborhood, any block, is a new homeowner coming in. And I live near West Side. I have family who live in that neighborhood, and it's a great neighborhood. And the more homeowners come in, the better any neighborhood. So, but Housing Resources mission. Housing Resources Inc. prepares people for successful home ownership. Programs, education, and advocacy services. We provide virtual home buying seminars, a series of interactive virtual classes covering all aspects of purchasing a home. We have online education, home buyer education online for learner convenience, especially in more rural areas, especially in some of the times we're facing right now. We also provide one-on-one counseling, meeting with a counselor to review credit history, plan the steps needed to prepare for home ownership, as Arthur had mentioned. Down payment and closing cost funds, forgivable loans and grants that can help you cover entry closing costs, and so many other resources as well. So some of the programs, education and advocacy services. Also, we have post-purchase counseling for refinance, credit repair, and foreclosure prevention. Counseling services to keep and help existing homeowners understand the responsibilities of home ownership or assist them with avoiding foreclosure. So we not just want to help you buy a house, we want you to stay in that house and be a successful homeowner. There's reverse mortgage counseling, help seniors weigh the pros and cons of reverse mortgages. Home maintenance classes for homeowners to learn the basics of home maintenance and financial management. We have a tool loan center. For a small annual membership fee, homeowners can borrow a wide variety of tools to assist with needed repairs. We have locations, two in Milwaukee, the north side, south side. We have a location in Racine, a location in Waukesha. Our tool loan center is in Milwaukee on 2500 West Capitol. However, you do not have to live in Milwaukee or near that area to take advantage of the tool loan center. Okay, home ownership versus renting, advantages of home ownership. Well, here's some of the things that we know and we experience over the years. And so it's some of the advantages, a place of your own. Your home is your castle. And that pride of home ownership. And they talked about it in the neighborhood and getting to know the people, cleaning up the neighborhood and helping sustain it. So that's part of the pride. The security and stability. This is yours. It's your house. You bought it, 30-year mortgage. Sense of community. Financial motivations. Home ownership is a good investment compared to renting. Predictable housing costs. While rent may increase, home ownership finance with fixed rate loans is pretty much consistent. Sometimes there are some changes with property tax and water and insurance, but those are things that you get educated on as part of the education. Equity, the return of result of your investment. Tax benefits, the interest and property taxes paid on your home as a tax deductible. However, whenever we talk about taxes, we always advise you to consult your tax advisor. Some of the disadvantages to renting: limited options to make modifications to your home, no tax incentives, especially when you file taxes federally. No fixed housing costs, no equity, no possibility to build equity, limited to no privacy, no pride in the home, just a place to stay. Because you're always looking to possibly buy or move around anyway. Dealing with some of the regulations of the landlord, no financial incentives, and the instability. The landlord may want to sell that house next week, next month. And so one other thing I like to share is the um, word of mouth. Arthur had mentioned word of mouth, and word of mouth is good. I mean, if you're looking for a contractor, someone did a great job, you have a great realtor, they did a great job. You have a great home inspector, they did a great job. Word of mouth is great, but I'm going to tell you one thing, it needs to be known. Word of mouth is not good when you're dealing with a mortgage, unless you were dealing with a local mortgage company who works for the community, such as Associated Bank. Generally, word of mouth is not good. You have some people who have a successful closing and they refer someone else to the same institution. They have a successful closing, they refer the same okay, everything's fine, everyone purchased, they have a successful closing. In every single case, all those new buyers could have paid $150 more a month, and their monthly payments could have come out of pocket more than $5,000 more than what they would have had to, and also may not have all the post-purchase resources in hand available. So really, the first step is to get home buyer education. Housing Resources, Axe Housing, UCC. There's 3 great organizations that provide home buyer education. That should be your first step, so you make sure you're doing it right the first time. Okay, that's it. And so next we have the financial coach, Jamal Washington. Jamal, are you there?
No, he's actually not here today.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you want to talk about the partnership that you're having with the financial clinic at Riverworks.
Sure. One of the great things is, someone wants to buy a home, and sometimes there's obstacles, and it's easy to say, you're denied or you can't buy, but that's never the case. As Arthur said, anyone can buy a home. If you want a home, you can buy. And so Riverworks Financial Clinic is doing an amazing job with working with clients who have some additional struggles with credit and budgeting, and they're providing those services and then getting them back to the counseling agency so they can move forward to home purchase. And what it's doing is it's actually speeding up the process. And so it's you have counselors who are working with people who are trying to buy. And so who's going to really work with the clients who need some real hand on hand assistance? And so that's Riverworks Financial Clinic comes in, and already we're seeing results where they're specific, where that's their goal. That's their only goal, is to help these specific clients build up so that they are able to purchase home and create the financial stability. They're doing an amazing job, and that partnership is great.
Thank you so much for all that great information, Sam. Again, please feel free to reach out to Housing Resources Incorporated to start your journey, getting that, homeownership counseling done. They have great resources online as well. So as he mentioned, there's 3 other organizations. Three of them are local, like he said, and then Green Path Financial Wellness is a national organization, but they are all HUD approved to be able to counsel you through, those beginning stages of the home buying process, but then also post closing. Depending, each organization has their own resources. So again, I encourage you to go to the Take Root Milwaukee website and you can get more information. So up next, I would like to introduce Ms. Tamara Castle. She is a CRA AVP loan officer. I said that backwards. I apologize. With Associated Bank, one of our members at City of Milwaukee, and certainly a very valuable partner.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tamara Castle, and just a little background, used to work at many of the other HUD agencies, including Housing Resources, for about 16 years, and then decided to go to the lending side with CRA, meaning Community Reinvestment Act, meaning that I focus more on first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers in the community. I wanted to stay in this role because it's the same thing as counseling, but now I'm able to do the loan and get everybody pre-approved and out shopping and getting that offer to purchase. So thank you so much for having me today. And we're going to just talk about what is needed for you to get approved or pre-approved for a mortgage loan. And I put this slide here first because documentation is so important. Documents, 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 documents. This is the basis of you getting pre-approved. And like Arthur said, you want to be prepared ahead of time, right? You don't want to start calling banks and then you're working backwards trying to figure out your documentation. Start ahead and start looking at these docs. A lot of people, and surprisingly enough, there's a lot of people that don't know these documents, and it's my job to assist them with that, but also partner with like Housing Resources to help the customer find these documents and get them pre-approved. So again, people always ask me, well, how long does it take to get pre-approved? It's really up to you, because the quicker you get the documents to us, the quicker I can get you pre-approved and out shopping with your realtor. So please take a look at these documents. If you don't know what they are, you can always give me a call, where to get your Social Security award letter, things of that nature, divorce decrees. If you're self-employed, that is very hot right now, especially after the pandemic. A lot of people decided to move into a business of their own. And a lot of documentation is needed for that when you're applying for a mortgage loan. So profit and loss statement is very important. And again, I'm here to assist with that. Even though I'm the loan officer, I can still assist you and to say, hey, this is what profit and loss looks like. And these are the things that I need to get you pre-approved. So go ahead to the next slide. So when we're applying for a mortgage loan, we're looking at multiple different things to get you approved, right? And like Arthur said, this is going to be one of your probably biggest purchases. And we are digging into your information, right? Because we're loaning you these funds for 30 years. And we want to make sure that you're a great candidate for us to loan out the funds. So the first thing we look at is you, your character. And what is that? That's your credit. Do you pay your bills on time? Most lenders are looking at a credit score, middle credit score of 620 or higher. Okay. So when you go to Housing Resources or you're dealing with River West to get your credit report, that's what you're looking for, is what is my middle FICO credit score. Okay. When we look at your credit report, we're also looking at you have no late payments in the last 12 months. Okay. So it's very important to make sure that your bills are on time. Your credit cards are paid on time. You know, you might want to pay the minimum, at least the minimum payment, but we always suggest that you pay a little bit more so you bring down that balance. But typically we're looking at the last 12 months on your credit report. Has there been any late payments? The next thing we look at is capacity. This is the most question I always get is, Tamara, how much you gonna give me? And it's like, okay, well, we gotta look at certain things to see how much you can afford, which is the purchase price. So it is a little bit of a difficult like equation that I come up with and the bank comes up with to determine how much we will lend you. But the basic idea of it is we're looking at your gross monthly income, and that's the income before the taxes. And then we're looking at your credit report at your minimum payments of everyone that's on your credit report. So you might have a Capital One that's $25 a month. You might have a Best Buy that's $100 a month, and you might have a car note that's $250. That's your minimum payment. And based off of that, we can determine how much of a purchase price you can afford. Now, again, it may not be for everybody. Some people might have 3 car notes, 20 credit cards, and there's no funds left for the house. And that's when we send you to the counseling agencies to try to bring down that debt, because you have to have enough funds and income to be able to afford the loan. We will not loan you and overbid you and let you struggle with 70% of your income going towards mortgage. So we will work with you and we'll talk about what you need to do if you need to pay off a couple credit cards to get you to where you want to afford. Collateral. Now, Arthur did talk about this. So we are looking at the value of the home itself. So your credit's fine. You got your purchase price. Now we're looking at the house. Are you buying a single family, condo, duplex, manufactured home? That determines a lot of things. Your down payment, things of that nature. Condo, there's also a condo fee that's involved when you purchase a condo. So you have to think about that. You know, you're buying a condo for $150, but there's also the condo association fees that will be built into your mortgage payment. So that's something to really think about. How much is the house worth? As Arthur said, we are going to send out an appraiser, and that appraiser is going to look at the other homes around the neighborhood that looks like yours, 3-bedroom ranch, rec basement, and see how much did those homes sell for. And that determines your value of your property that you're trying to buy. Despite the seller may love their home and say, you know what, my house is worth 200,000. I did this, and this. This is my baby, and I'm not selling for less than 200. The problem is if the house next door that's just like hers sold for 150, then her house is worth 150. And that's what the bank is looking at. We will not loan you more than what the house is actually worth. So that takes into play when we're doing a pre-approval with you and determining the value and getting you to closing. It's still looking at the property. Capital. This is the one that everybody struggles with, right? So money, your savings. I always ask when I'm talking to someone right out the gate, how much funds do you have saved for this transaction? And I always get a pause because people get a little antsy when we're talking about savings. And savings is not a bad thing. Budget is not a bad thing. We have to turn that into a positive. Because we're preparing you to be successful on homeowners, not just get into the home and close. So we're going to be looking at your checking and savings account. If you have retirement funds, 401k, Roth, IRAs, we're looking at that because that's part of your assets. And someone could be giving you a gift. Grandma might be giving you $5,000 to your first purchase. And that's awesome. That is part of your collateral. We'll count that as your own funds. So please start thinking about that. As me being an home buying counselor, I'm going to ask these questions and I can still assist you because despite, everybody joke with me, despite I'm a loan officer, I still have my counselor hat on. So I'm going to say, you know what are you doing with your savings? How much can you save? Is there anything there? Did you get a tax refund? Things of that nature to help guide you through, because again, when you get in a home, you need to do things, right? Change the locks, change the code to the alarm, new toilet seats, all these things you don't think of. But once you get in the house, there's things you need to do. And after you close, you still need to have some type of savings to do those things. Change the carpet, put the nice fancy fixtures that you like. That costs money. So we want you to be successful, not just get you to closing, but be able to continue in your home and not struggle. So everybody asks, what is part of your mortgage payment? And a lot of people use the acronym PITI. So when you hear that, it's a real simple thing. When you do your mortgage payment, which is due on the 1st, there's 4 to 5 things that's in that payment. First thing is principal. Principal is the actual loan itself, $150,000. Then the interest, that's how much the bank is charging you to loan you these funds. Taxes, that is the City of Milwaukee property taxes. So every property is going to have taxes that is built into your monthly payment. And then we have homeowners insurance. So when you talk to your homeowners insurance agent, that is the insurance to cover you if someone wants to break in, if somebody wants to hurt themselves on your property, or let's say you had a fire. That is all rolled into your monthly payment, PITI. The other part that I forgot to put on the slide is, again, if you do a condo, you would add in the condo fee to this monthly payment. And whatever the condo fee is, that is added. And again, the condo fee is to take care of maybe parking, maybe they have a door person, maybe they have a gym. So those are the amenities, shoveling, doing the snow for you. That's all part of that condo association fee. And then there's private mortgage insurance. When you talk to your lender, please ask them, do you have private mortgage insurance added to the monthly payment? That insurance is not to cover you per se. That is the insurance to cover the bank if you default. So please ask your lender, do you have any products that does not have private mortgage insurance? Because most banks do, but that's something you can surprise your loan officer and say, what, do you have PMI? And they're like, whoa, she knows what that is. Great. No, we don't, or yes, we do, and this is how much it is per month. Go ahead to the next slide. So Associated Bank has wonderful products. We have all the basics, FHA, VA, conventional, but then every bank may have something what's called a portfolio or an in-house product, meaning this is a product just for that bank to give to their customers. And ours is called CARE. And with CARE, there is no mortgage insurance. None of that private mortgage insurance is included in our CARE product. We decided to take that out to make it a little bit more affordable for the customers on their monthly payment. The CARE product also has more extended credit guidelines. So for instance, I have a person that has no credit scores, 0, 0, 0. We can still do the loan under the CARE product. All that she needed to do was provide 4 other lines of credit that she does. And when I say that, we're talking about non-traditional credit. She pays her rent, she pays her We Energies, she has Netflix, and she has car insurance. That's her 4 lines, and she can close with us with CARE. She doesn't have to run out and go get a Victoria's Secret credit card just to now create a score so that she can purchase. That is something for us. Make sure that you ask your lender if they have things of this nature, but Associated Bank, you don't have to have a credit score to get into our CARE product. That chart right there shows with a single family is 3% down, your score needs to be at 640. And with a duplex, it's 5% down and your score would need to be at least a 670. So please, if you have any questions, I'm always available for that. There is other guidelines, but it's a long list of great things that CARE product can do that conventional VA or FHA cannot do. The other great thing with Associated Bank is that we have funds to give you. We have gift funds that literally comes out of our pocket. Okay, so it never disappears. We are actually funding this gift funds, and we give it to our customers based off of criteria that we have to follow. It covers the down payment and closing costs. Okay, so it will assist with that piece. We do say that you have to go to a HUD certified agency to get your home buying education. So once I talk to the person on the phone, first thing I say is, hey, please call one of the agency. Here's Housing Resources, here's UCC, to get that educated started, because we're going to need that certificate in order for you to get our gift funds. We want to make sure you're fully educated on the home buying process, and we'll give you the gift. And it's also based off your incomes. We have to do it based off of income. So the person that's applying for the loan, as long as their income is under $67,000 gross before taxes per year, you qualify for our $4,000 gift. I would say at least 85 to 90% of my customers get this gift. And it's awesome feeling to give them free money to assist them, because you don't want to sit here and worry about, I have to keep on saving, I don't have enough money. We are helping the community get into their homes. And if funds is the barrier, we're here to assist with that. Our PATH fund also mimics and will be what we call double dip with other funds. So the city funds, we can still put in the $4,000 with their funds. Housing Resources funds, we can still use that. So sometimes my customers walk away with $10,000 worth of down payment closing cost assistance, which is awesome. So our funds can match up with any other grant funds that you see out here in Milwaukee County to assist you with purchasing a home.
That's so awesome. Thank you, Tamara. We have a home tour that we want to show you, but before that, there's a couple of questions in the chat. Keith asked about, the process, and it could be tedious, asking for a lot of documents. What is really necessary? It seems really good credit is not enough. So you kind of went over that, but if you wanted to add anything to that.
Coming from that counseling agency, yes, it is daunting. And a lot of customers, when they call me, it's like, oh my God, you need all that? Or how'd you know this? Like once we were purchasing a home, we are all in there. And what I suggest on the first of 3 calls is tell me everything that's going on and I can assist you. But once you start hiding things or trying to hide things, then things blow up later. Are you married? Yes, no. Even if that's a simple question, sometimes by the end of closing, I'm not married, and it kind of slows down the process. I'm here to assist you. If you don't know how to get your documents, I can help you. I've helped customers go to their phone and say, hey, I know you have educators, but you know what? There's a way to get the bank statements right on your app, and I can show them how to do that, especially when we're all virtual or not face-to-face. I'm here to assist with that. I have the number to Social Security to get your award letter for the year if you don't know how to do that. So we are still here to help. I'm not the kind of loan officer where I'm just pass you on. I will help you get those documents. As long as you're willing to work with me, I'm work with you. And again, don't worry about the time. I know it could be a long time before you get your bankruptcy documents, whatever. I will be here with you step by step to get that done. As long as you're willing to work with that, I'm there for you.
Awesome. Next question. If you are buying a duplex or multifamily and plan to live there, is the potential rental income from the property taken into consideration in the loan process?
Yes, it is. So if you are moving into a duplex and the other unit is going to be rented out, we will count 75% of the market rents for that house as part of your income to purchase that duplex. So that helps a lot with affordability. That's exactly how I bought my duplex. It was based off of my income plus 75% of how much I can charge my tenant, my future tenant. And that income qualified me for a higher amount of a duplex. So yes, we can count the income of your potential rental by 75%.
Can you use the CARE program for new construction homes?
No, we cannot. Well, actually, yes, we can. Sorry, I take that back. We can use construction, long as obviously it's owner occupied. There's a couple of people that I've seen where they do new construction for investment. But if you're owner occupying that new construction, yes, you can use our CARE product as long as it's a single family, condo, or duplex.
Awesome. Also, how do people really get to 20% down payment? Unless you've sold a home recently, it seems you need several decades if you're trying to pay for your retirement, regular bills, and family obligations.
So the 20% comes in when you're doing a regular conventional loan and you're trying to avoid that PMI. You would have to put 20% down to avoid that extra piece. With that, I would say talk to a lender that doesn't have the PMI so that you can bring the 3% or 5% down because you want to avoid the PMI. It's not necessary to put so much funds into the house up front because once you give me the 20%, it's gone, right? You want to do the most minimum. And again, this is just my personal advice, the most minimum down payment as possible because that extra 10,000, whatever, it could be doing something in the home that you want to do. That could be a half bath in the basement. Remember, this is a 30-year loan, and we don't want to sit here and deplete all your savings just to put a large down payment. You can always make extra payments as you go. You don't want to sit here and give me the whole thing. Just empty out your savings to me just to put 20% down. So when you're looking for lenders, please try to see if they have something that doesn't require the mortgage insurance so you can avoid that 20% down. And our CARE product will do that.
Thank you for that question and your answer, Tamara, because I do run across that all the time, especially new homeowners. They hear this myth that you have to have so much money down to be able to purchase a home. So we're here to kind of dispel that myth. It depends on the situation, but there's certainly lenders out here with products that you do not have to put such a huge down payment if you qualify. Correct. So we're actually going to skip because we're short on time, but we're going to skip the video, but you can click on this link once you get the presentation and you can see how a new homeowner was able to transform this house. So it's like a renovation before and after type of video. So it's really fun to watch, right? To kind of see how people can transform, a house into a home. So again, this is Tamara's information. Thank you again for being here today and answering all these questions. If there's other questions, please continue to put them in the chat. We will take care of them. And again, you can reach her through this contact information. We also have other financial institutions, like Tamara said, shop around, make sure that you find the right product for you, for your situation, your financial situation, and your future financial situation. So you can visit our website, takerootmilwaukee.com, and see, you know, what other products are out here. And so with that, I'm going to introduce Benjamin Sanchez from the City of Milwaukee. Welcome, Ben.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you for taking your time on watching this video. And if you're watching this video live, thank you for being here. If you're watching this video at a later date, we welcome you and thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. As you can see, my contact information is here. My name is Benjamin Sanchez. I'm a housing program specialist with the Department of City Development, and that's within the Neighborhood Improvement Development Corporation. I am going to be very brief because most of the information that you're going to find is contained right within these links that are listed here. You can actually live click on these links and you can gather a very, very large volume of information that we have available to you. If we can move on to the next slide, please. So I would like to talk about the fact that we have housing resources. That's mainly our focus, but we also work with different neighborhoods throughout the city of Milwaukee. Near West Side is one of the neighborhoods that we work with. Our main goal is to improve the neighborhoods. We work with city departments, community-based agencies, financial institutions, developers, local foundations, and most importantly, residents to improve Milwaukee neighborhoods. Next slide, please. So there are several different ways that we help individuals within the city of Milwaukee. One of the most important forms that we do help individuals that own and occupy a home already is the Strong Homes Loan Program. This is an emergency and essential services repair program. We have a very large volume of applications regarding this type of program. We can help with up to $20,000 and with the potential of 25% of the loan being fully forgivable after 10 years of the work being completed and living in the home. There are several qualifications. You're more than welcome to visit our website for further details about this program. And the most important part about this program is that we typically take care of roofs, emergency sewer lateral issues. If you're having insurance cancellations, if you know a family member or individual that's having plumbing issues or serious electrical hazards, this is the program that best suits those particular needs. If we can move on to the next slide, please. We also work within targeted investment neighborhoods. Those are designated neighborhoods that are allocated on a 3-year basis, and it's anywhere between a 6 to 12 block radius. We do invest federal funding. We work with individuals that live in their home and occupy their home, and we provide forgivable assistance and payback loans at a 0% interest rate within these programs that are federally funded. Next slide, please. If you're looking to invest in your neighborhood and you are a responsible investor, we do work with investors also. If you're looking to purchase a city-owned tax foreclosure, if you're looking to invest on an existing property that's within a designated targeted investment neighborhood, we do offer assistance anywhere up to $14,999. It is a match dollar for dollar program for investors. So let's say, for example, you have a duplex property and the property has a minimum of 2 bedrooms for each unit. We can help you with up to close to $30,000 as long as you're investing a minimum of $30,000 to help you fix the home. And the main goal of this program is to create affordable housing for tenants that are below the 60% area median income guidelines. Next slide, please. Again, our main goal is to work with residents, investors, developers, anyone that's actually looking to improve their neighborhood. We also work with individuals that are partnering with community organizations to help create beautification projects, such as community improvement projects. One piece of information that I can let you have here in this case is that what we want to do is provide you guidance and assistance. But at the same time, if you're looking to purchase a home, the first starting point is always going to be that home buyer counseling agency. But if you need to talk to us and understand what program may be best suited for you or for your family or for any partners or developers, you are more than welcome to call us. We will take the time to talk with you individually on a one-on-one case. And our direct phone number is 414-286-5610. If you prefer to email, you can reach us at nidc@milwaukee.gov. Again, our links are live. For further information, please visit our website. We look forward to working with any individual that's looking to purchase, that already owns a home, and individuals that are interested in investing in their homes as future investment properties. And thank you for the time for allowing us to be here to speak on behalf of the City of Milwaukee. Thank you, Joanna.
Thank you so much, Ben. Always full of valuable information, and your partnership, with Take Group Milwaukee and the Near West Side Partners and the other neighborhoods throughout the city is important, it's valuable. So thank you again for that information. Again, if you have more questions, if you have questions about city-owned properties, put them in the chat. We'll get Ben to answer those questions. So we've talked a lot about home ownership. Obviously, this is the bulk of our presentation today. And we heard about the advantages of buying a home, but sometimes it's not for everybody, right? And so I love that in the Near West Side Partners neighborhoods, they have special programs to help people live in the communities, work in the communities, and have fun in the communities, whether you're a renter or a homeowner. So I'd like to welcome Lindsay to present the Live, Work, Play incentive programs.
Thank you, Johanna. And good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for sticking around for the full hour of this program already. I promise to make this short, sweet, and informative. At Near West Side Partners, we are so fortunate to have a number of partners that are assisting those who are currently living in the Near West Side and those who are interested in living in the Near West Side, access resources that are available to purchase a home, to find quality rental properties, and once they're in the rental properties or in their homes, to be able to stay there and to maintain a high quality of life. If we could go to the next slide. Near West Side Partners has a special incentive program called the Live, Work, Play incentive, and it's 3 separate prongs, if you will, that really address all aspects of living in the Near West Side. The first is our homeownership incentive, and this is a $3,000 down payment grant that is available to anybody who lives in, who is currently renting in the Near West Side and is interested in staying, or to anybody who works in the Near West Side and is interested in moving closer to their workplace. This will allow you to purchase a home in one of our 7 neighborhoods, and as long as you occupy it as your primary residence, this grant is available to you. We really want to make sure that if you're renting here and you want to stay here, but you think it's time, to have your own place, this is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of. Same if you're working and you're driving in from other places in the city or even outside of the city, and you want to take your commute from 30 minutes to 5 minutes, this is a great opportunity to do that as well. If we could go to the next slide. We know that once you're in your home, there are a whole host of issues and projects that will pop up, and they can be really costly, especially if you haven't budgeted for them. And, we are fortunate, again, we've heard about a lot of the resources that are available through partners like HRI and the City of Milwaukee. But we also want to be able to offer an incentive to our homeowners who live in the 7 neighborhoods. So the Near West Side offers $1,000 matching grants for home repairs and improvements to the exterior of your building. So on the slide here, you'll see a little before and after picture. This is a neighbor in the Martin Drive neighborhood that had their porch redone this summer. This is a great program for those projects that maybe you've already planned on doing, or you're planning to put into place a couple months or years down the line. This will allow you to add a little bit of extra money to your pockets. And then I do not have a slide for our third prong of our Live, Work, Play program, which is our rental incentive. If you are an employee of a near West Side business, you're interested in moving to the area, maybe you're not quite ready to purchase a property, but you'd like to get in the neighborhood and learn more about what it's all about, we do have a rental incentive. And that is available to anybody who is employed at a near West Side business. It's a $500 rental incentive when you sign a 1-year lease. You can learn about all 3 of these programs at our website, nearwestsidemke.org/live-work-play. And if you have any questions, we definitely encourage you, if it's about the Live, Work, Play program, about houses available, about what resources are available, you can always reach out to Keith or myself. If we can't answer your questions, we'll definitely direct you to the partners that can. Thanks again for your time this morning, and I will turn it back to you, Johanna.
Thank you so much for that, Lindsay. Again, you can click on these links when you receive the presentations, and it'll take you right to the website, which will give you more information and how to apply for any one of these programs. So I encourage you, if you're interested in one of the neighborhoods, do it. So right now I want to introduce our last speaker, but not the very least, Allison Katula from Cornerstone Village, with some other resources for if you want to live in this in this wonderful community. Hi, Allison.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And as it was mentioned, home ownership may not be the only option for people wanting to live on the near West Side. Bethesda is an organization that has served individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities for over 115 years, based in the state of Wisconsin, but serving people in 13 states. But Wisconsin is home for us. And very excited to say that we're actually going to have a home right here on the near West Side. So nestled between the Cold Stone Creek, or the Cold Creek, I can't get my words out of, the historic Concordia neighborhood and the Cold Creek, I can't say the name of the neighborhood right now, but on Highland. Right there on Highland, we are going to have a beautiful apartment complex that is meant for not just for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, but for all people. So there's going to be a 20% set aside for persons with IDD or intellectual and developmental disabilities, but also meeting many other needs for people in this particular community. So first of all, it will be targeting particularly individuals that are 55 and older. So we found that there is a definitive need for older adults that need rental housing in this community, in particular those that need lower income housing. And then also, we know that there is actually an intersection between intellectual and developmental disabilities and a risk of housing instability. And so we've been having some preliminary discussions with St. A's and some other agencies in Milwaukee to discuss how maybe some young people exiting the foster care system who are potentially at risk of homelessness might benefit from housing development like Cornerstone Village, and integrated housing that involves all kinds of people living together. So Bethesda, with this heritage of really seeing the whole person, being very involved in wellness, faith, community, we are looking at bringing all of these mission focuses to the near West Side and focusing on a healthy, vibrant community life. Unfortunately, we are really on the verge of a crisis in this type of housing for persons with disabilities, in particular in Milwaukee County, and in particular for people of color. This is a population that is really unseen, almost forgotten, and unfortunately, we don't even have accurate statistics. The data is not even reflective of the need right now. It's not accurate. The numbers are still flowing in. So We are working with partners like MCFI and Aurora to try to gather as much data as we can, but we know that this is a growing need. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview of what is to come. We are looking at possibly breaking ground in 2023 for this brand new and beautiful facility. If you want to change the slide for me. So this is our newest rendering of what this beautiful building will look like. It isn't just a building, and it certainly isn't just people living in a building. There is going to be a lot of programming, internal programming for the residents that live there that will build community life, but then also a lot of external community programming. So you can see there in the left-hand corner, we will have a number of affordable units, some identified for persons with disabilities, others identified for people that are 55 and older. And then we will have community spaces and a life enrichment coordinator who will curate programming specifically for the people living there. And then there will be community spaces that we will invite the community into, as well as green spaces that the community will be welcomed into as well. And MCFI is looking at having a satellite location right there on the first floor where they will be offering services that will mirror some of the services they have at their primary campus. So there's so much more information to come. This is really preliminary in a lot of ways because we're still doing a lot of research. We want to better know and understand the community because this model that we have here, this is not a cookie cutter model. Our first facility is actually in Minnesota. We have a number of other facilities that are coming up in the Milwaukee region, as well as the Minneapolis, Minnesota region right now. And our model is to actually build community where the community is and to mirror that community. So we are learning and growing with you. My email is right there at the bottom. If you have any interest in learning more about what we are doing for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, what this means for seniors in your community, or for people that are facing housing instability, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Allison. Can you briefly describe what MCDFI is?
I'm sorry, Milwaukee Centers for Independence, or really Centers for Independence. So they provide a number of services. I would definitely ask that you look them up on their website. But the services that we are probably looking at having them provide would be somewhere in the regions of health, mental health, potentially substance abuse services. They provide in-home healthcare services. They provide navigation services to help people find the types of services that they need support with, amongst many, many other things. They have adult daycare services programs within their main campus. They provide help with housing services. So they are embedded in the Near West Side community already, and with the Near West Side partners. So to have them be a partner with us is truly a match made in heaven. So look them up if you need any of those types of services, and we look forward to working with them as a partner on this campus.
Thank you for that explanation. I just wanted to make sure, that we kind of explain a little bit further about other resources that are in the community and how, resources already in the community work together to make these neighborhoods, a place that people can live, work, play, to absolutely use that program as a tagline. I thank you so much, Allison.
Thank you.
Please go, there's her email if you have any more questions about, maybe someone who may be a good fit to rent one of these beautiful new apartments. So thank you again for being here. And I am so proud of us because we are doing awesome on time. So if there's any other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. But I would just, in the meantime, I just want to say thank you to everyone presenting today. It is a pleasure to be a partner of this mission of Take Root Milwaukee, you know, to create and help sustain homeownership, and to also, you know, be in sync with the mission of the Near West Side Partners and each and every single organization represented here, the professionals, you know, that are here today. I think the underlying message, you know, for Take Root Milwaukee is that, you know, we try our best to always bring you trusted resources, and the resources that you heard today are trusted. This is what the brand Take Root stands for, and we hope that you will reach out and you know, seek more information if you need it. Benjamin put some links right in the oh yes, did you want to do that, Ben? Do you want to talk real quick about the down payment assistance program?
Sure. Just quickly, if you are in the process of trying to purchase a home throughout the city of Milwaukee and you are a city of Milwaukee resident, I did include a link for our down payment assistance program where we can assist anywhere between $5,000 up to $7,000 in forgivable down payment assistance. I also included in the chat section the link for our home buyer assistance program. If you are trying to purchase a city-owned tax foreclosure, we can help you with up to $20,000 in financial incentives that are forgivable. If you do have children under the age of 6 and you are looking to complete lead abatement work on a city-owned tax foreclosure as well, we can also offer on a limited basis up to $20,000 in addition. So that can be close to $47,000, $45,000 that can be used to help you fix the property and to get down payment assistance. Thank you for your time again, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Ben. And again, you
wanted
can
to
find that
add one-
information on the Take Root Milwaukee website as well.
I just want to add one more thing.
Go ahead, Arthur.
Just so everybody knows, homeownership starts with a dream. So if you're dreaming that you can get into a home, I hope you take full advantage of all of the information that you heard here today. I always tell you, look at your kids. If you're trying to figure out why you should do this, pick a child's name, pick several of your children's name, and work through the process of getting your own home. It not only shows them that you can do it. I always tell everybody your report card after high school is your credit report. So if you straighten that out and you get that house, hey, you too can do it. It's not that you can't do it, and it's not just other people are able to do it. You are too.
Awesome. And there are resources available to help you every step of the way. So Lindsay, Keith, you have any parting words? We do have a request to play the video. So after your remarks, I can certainly do that. And that's how we will close out this webinar today.
I will chime in before Keith. I just want to add, today is the last day of our first Near West Side Week, and it's been an entire week long celebration about the many awesome things happening in the Near West Side. We've had the opportunity to get out and do events in every one of the 7 neighborhoods and engage with our neighbors. And, you know, if there's one thing that this week has really taught me, there are a lot of really committed and passionate neighbors that love this neighborhood, and we would love to welcome you to be part of that. So we hope that there is something that spoke to you here, something that was helpful to you here, and that if you are interested in becoming a member of the Near West Side community, just reach out to Keith or myself.
Lindsay took the words right out of my mouth. I have nothing to add.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much. You can find all this information. You'll see the video on social media, but we will follow up with every single person who registered. And if you're seeing this video on a replay, please feel free to reach out to any one of the presenters. Like I said, the links will be live, or you can go to takerootmilwaukee.com, Near West Side Partners. I'm sorry, I don't know the address, but it's easy to find when you Google Near West Side Partners. So, and we all have social media accounts also. It can be a link. So thank you again for joining us. Like Lindsay said, I hope that this was informative. Thank you to all the presenters. It has been a true pleasure to work with you guys on these type of events, and I look forward to future ones in different capacities. But without further ado, I will play the home tour, and I thank you all for coming.
I will just add that this is a property that is currently available to be shown in person.
Once again, thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend, everyone.